A few days back, I gave myself a challenge of animating something every day for 30 days. But out of all the 30 animations, some of you, none of you liked these two, the walk cycle and the run cycle. And personally, पसंद तो मुझे भी नहीं आए थे. So let's see what was wrong with this one and what makes this one look apparently better, and what were the mistakes that I was making while animating this one, and also a bonus tip that will change the way your characters walk. Firstly, let's find out what was the main problem behind my first ever walk cycle. Now that we have everything ready, let's focus on the problem first, which is stiffness. If you look at my previous walk cycle, it had very stiff upper half, which made it look like a robotic movement. So let's focus on how a natural body moves, which is the up and down movement. When the body contracts, the whole legs are spread out, the body will squash. But when the legs are straight, the body will reach its maximum height because of the heels. The point where the body contracts and the point where the body retracts, the point where the body stretches, are the points where you should definitely add some moment to the upper half. And the second thing about stiffness was the arcs. If you look at my previous walk cycle, you can see there was no hand movement or any secondary movement, which made it look like a robot is moving. So the thing we can do is add some movement, which is arms movement in arcs. Without the arm movement, the body looks stiff, but with the arm movement, the body automatically looks natural. But is stiffness the only problem with my previous walk cycle? No. The second problem is the smoothness of the steps. Isn't that a good thing? No, it isn't. It looks like a reversed moonwalk. If you look at my previous walk cycle, how many times I'd say that? What the Okay, last time. If you look at my previous walk cycle, there was no resting points of the feet. But in this one, you can see that the feet is resting at some point and also lifting itself up when it's time to take a step. These resting points are the points where your movement will feel natural because we push the body forward by applying force on the ground. And that's how a body moves. And that's how this body moves. The foot is pushing the ground, and that's exactly what leads to natural movement in walk cycles. Now, how can we make this even better? Well, it's time for the bonus. How to add personality to your characters while walking. Again, let's get back to the workstation. Now, the thing you can do to add some character and some personality to this animation is to play with the proportions, to play with the posture, like I did with this one. I wanted to animate a sad looking character who is walking, maybe he got fired from his job, walking back to his home. The extremes of this animation is a bit less exaggerated as compared to this one, and also the hand movement. The arms are not moving, they are just swinging on their own, which happens when you are sad, when you are just tired or burnt out. So now you know how to animate someone who is sad. But what about someone who is proud or happy? Well, all you need to do is to play with the proportions, again, to play with the posture. For example, when you are proud or happy, the chest is out, your torso becomes a bean-shaped bag, like that, a bean. Your arm movement is a bit exaggerated, and your leg movement is also a bit exaggerated, like that. You're looking upwards, and do you feel like a king? Yeah. And that's all you need to know to make good looking walk cycles. And talking about run cycles, do the exact same thing. Like for this run cycle, my main problem was the stiffness. The torso was a bit too stiff. What you can do is same, down and up movements. The second main thing that I was messing up with my run cycle was again the resting points or the contact points, which we also discussed like this. One more thing that I was messing up with my running animation run cycle was the timing. When something is moving fast, make sure you add smears. Smears are like motion blur of animation, 2D animation. To add smears, you just, if you have a hand and in next frame your hand is moving like this, just add a keyframe that looks like this. It looks a bit natural because of how our eyes view things. Fast moving things, blur. So yeah, that's all you need to know about walk cycles and run cycles. My script is done. See you in the next one. Drop a comment below. Subscribe to this channel, please.